Hi everyone, so we're halfway through January and I hope you're still feeling motivated and engaged with this year. So for whatever reason, some people may be experiencing the January blues, so I thought it's a good opportunity for us to talk about any negative automatic thoughts or NATs and ways that we can manage them a bit better so we stay in a positive mindset for the year ahead. So how we think does impact upon how we feel and how we behave. So it's a great place to start. If we can change our thinking, we can change our mindset. So if we have a negative view of the world and negative thoughts about the world, that's going to define our expectations and our experiences. So if we can switch that to a more positive outlook and a more positive way of viewing the world, that's going to give us a more positive experience. Now, negative automatic thoughts are something that happen automatically. They're almost unconscious. So we really want to unpick our thinking patterns and look at if we're making any thinking errors. And once we can identify any negative thinking errors, we can start to consciously change them. There's often more than one way to think about a situation and an experience. And just think about this. If we had 100 people that were stuck in traffic, are we all going to have the same experience and definition of what's going on for us? No. Some people are going to feel more positively about it. So for example, they may think, yeah, I can actually listen to one of my favourite songs or spend more time just thinking about my book. And for other people, they may get stressed and anxious and think, oh, I'm going to be late for work, everything's ruined, the day is awful. So it's the same situation, but very different experiences. And that's because of our thinking. So really, we want to develop this cognitive flexibility and this ability to be able to have different perspectives on the same experience. And that might feel unnatural at first, but the more that we practice and actually engage in challenging our negative thoughts, the easier it becomes over time. Now, we all have automatic thoughts in life and they just occur naturally, and they're just that, they're automatic. And they are as a result of our life experiences, which has really shaped our perspective on the world. So a healthier way of thinking about the world is to be able to hold these multiple perspectives, because this then gives us options as to how we want to think about a situation and then how we choose to react to it emotionally and through our behaviour. Now, in one of my previous videos, I spoke about thinking errors, which are basically unhelpful thinking styles because they make us feel more worse and more stressed about the world around us, and they put us in quite a negative frame of mind. So the good thing is we can identify our negative automatic thoughts and our thinking errors, which means that we can change them. So this should actually be quite an empowering thing. Thinking is something that we have control over. So today I'd ask you to pay attention to how you're thinking about the world. Just see if you can catch any of those automatic thoughts that go on, or just notice your reactions to situations. And if you do notice yourself having a negative thought, then write this down and come back to it later. Once you look at it later, really process it and say, actually, is this the only perspective to that situation? Is this the only way I could have thought about that situation? Is there another way that I could have reacted? And the more you can sort of catch your negative thoughts, the more they become less automatic. And actually what you can do is then start to replace them with more positive alternatives and start to challenge them. And this will help shift your mindset out of your usual patterns into a new way of relating to the world, and new, more positive patterns of relating and thinking about the world. And this should help to improve your mood and also how you react to people and situations around you. If you can develop more adaptive thoughts, they're actually more empowering for you. And it can also help you to be less critical of yourself and of others. So when you catch yourself having a negative automatic thought, think to yourself, actually, would I think the same thing if someone else was experiencing this? Am I being harsh on myself? Is there another way of thinking about it? And this also helps you to kind of take an aerial view of the situation rather than being caught up in the emotion of the negative thinking patterns.